Welcome to Puvanur RBIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. Welcome to Puvanur RBIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. We are in level 5. We are now reviewing Pancha Nadais, and the primary one is the Tisra Nadai. You're going to get more exposed with the concepts. Before I get into the class, I will start this class with the Tirukural. பற்று அற்ற கண்ணே பிறப்பருக்கும் மற்ற நிலையாமை காணப்படும். What is the meaning of it? இருவகை பற்றும் அற்றபோதே அந்த பற்றற்ற நிலை பிறவித் துன்பத்தை ஒழிக்கும். யான் எனது, it body is mine, the things are mine. If a person can get detached from that feeling, he actually moves up in his life and all his harms and ill acts will be away from him. இல்லையானால் பிறவித் துன்பம் மாறி மாறி வரும். Otherwise he will get born again and again as the rebirth will continue and he will have a constant suffering. That's what Thirulur mentions in this Tirukural. With this good thought, let's ponder over. It's very, very high philosophy we need to think about, and we have to get matured as we go along in our life journey. I'll get into the class with more perspective of Tisra Nadai. Last class, I just introduced some basic concepts on Tisra Nadai. Hope you have understood the fundamentals of this Tisra Nadai, what it means. I gave you some interesting ideas like concepts to memorize and also homework what you need to do. Hope all of you have done that. Today I will teach you some basics where you're going to learn few basic patterns which you can easily start using right away. I will teach you some basic strokes. Ding takita, ding takita, ding takita, taka taka dinna. Ding takita is ding is the combined stroke. Ding is tha. Ding kita ki. Dheem Dheem tha kitaki. That's the stroke. Those are the three strokes. Taka taka dinna. Nam dum chapu dum dum ki. Nam tha chapu dum dum ki. This is the combination. 3 times you have to play. Like that you have to play 3 times. When you have to repeat, you do it fast, then you'll get the beauty of it. All these will get you later. So this is one of the primary stroke. The next stroke I want to teach you is thang tatha dhimi, thang tatha dhimi. Tam ki tham tham didki, nam ki tham tham dhimki. The second tool for you to practice. So this is tham ki, tham tham, dit ki. Tham ki, tham tham, dit ki. Totally 6. So which means it's a Tisra Nadai phrase. Then you can also play kada tata dhimi tanga tata dhimi tanga tata dhimi kada kada kada. All these Rupakatalam exercises, which is a factor of 3 beats, you can try to use as much as you can. Then it is a entry point for you. These are all the nice 6-letter phrases. Again, tadikkedadu, 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 tadikkedadu is actually a phrase, a flourish you can use in between for ding tagida. Tadikkedadu you can use. Tadikkedadu, 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 din tagadadim. You can use if your hand is capable of, you can play substitute for tadikkedadum with tarigradam also. All these things you can try for beginning stages of getting into the Tisra. So then, I'll also teach you another good lead for getting into this Nadai. Tat tha kit taka taka din. Tat tha is ki ki. Ki ki tha ki. Nam dum ki dum dum ki. Taka ta kit taka taka din. Ding takita taka taka dina. Takita ding tadi kitatum. This is a pattern. Din, tagadadin, 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 tagadada, takada, tagadadin, tagatak, kita tagadada, ding, tagada, tagadadin, tagadadin, kita ding, tagadadim, tagadadim. All these you practice for some time. So you get into the mood of a Tisra. Takita, 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 din, takita, din, takita. Takita, takadimi, takata, dim, takita, dim. These are all the later phrases, but I'll teach you later. But these rudiments you have to understand. Ding, takita, ding, takita, ding, takita, taka, taka, dina. First phrase. Tangu tata dimi, tangu tata dimi, tangu tata dimi, tangu tata dimi. The next phrase. Tatha kita taka, taka, dina. Takata kita taka, taka, dina. Ding, takita, taka, taka, dina. Takita, ding, kita, ding, kita. Third phrase. To get again practice. Ding, takita, ding, takita, ding, takita. You have to settle into this round. The next one. Tangar dikata dimi, nangar dikata dimi. This is another introductory phrase. Tam kita taka ta dhimmi, nam kita taka ta dhimmi. Tam kita taka is 3, ta dhimmi is again 3. Nice phrase for Tisra Nadai. Again, you can reverse this phrase. Tadimmi tangadika, tadimmi tangadika, tadimmi tangadika, tadimmi tangadika, tadimmi tangadika, tadimmi tangadika. Again, in any two beats, you can play 3 Chatusra patterns. All these you can play. So these are all the introductions into Tisra Nadai. Actually, I'm going to teach you in the next class the actual Tisra Nadai, how you can play and conclude with a korvai. I'll teach you more korvais as well as samples to go about it. But before you get into launch into this, these are all the basic patterns you should be familiar with. So the 4-5 patterns, ding, takita, ding. Then tak takita taka taka dina. Ki tha takita taka taka dina. Tak takita taka taka dina. Taki tha. Part of your habit and doing for the Tisra Nadai. Now with this introductions, I think that's good for you for a practice. I'll also teach you some interesting concepts here where in between the Chatusram pattern, how you can play Tisra ideas. Tam tam kedatin danta dhim, tam tam kedatin danta dhim, tam tam kedatin danta dhim. Here the beauty is tam tam kedatin danta dhim is a tam tam kedatin danta is tam tam kedatin danta, tam tam kedatin danta. It's a six syllabled phrase. Tam tam kedatin danta. Tam tam kedatin danta. 6 syllabled phrase. Now dhim is 2. So in 2 beats, as a part of a Chatusram pattern, tam tam kedatin danta dhim, tam tam kedatin danta dhim. The first 2 fits beautifully as Chatusram pattern. The last tam tam kedatin danta dhim. The last is Tisra. That's the beauty of it. So when you are finishing a song, these sort of finishes also gives added beauty. You're doing tam tataka din tam tam kedatin danta din tam tam kedatin danta din tam tam kedatin danta din. Like that you can play. Another idea. Tadikita tantadum tadum tadum. Tadikita tantadum tadum tadum. Tadikita tantadum tadum tadum. Like that you can play. Here the beauty is tadikita tadum tadum tadum. Tadikita tadum tadum tadum. Here tadum tadum tha is 7. Tadikita tadum tadum tha is 5 plus 7 12. Dhohum is 4 16. Tadikita tadum tadum tadum. Tadikita tadum tadum tadum. So 16 16. Here this pattern is something very special. You play the first 2 phrases as a 16 beat, the last phrase as a 12 beat Tisra Nadai. Tadikita tadum tadum tadum. Tadikita tadum tadum tadum. Tadikita tadum tadum tadum. Like that you can play. That's another interesting play. Another Tirmanam what you can play, and these are all the ideas I want to give you so that you can think about what all is possible. Tatum Gadaga Tatum Gadaga Dim, Tatum Gadaga Tatum Gadaga Dim, Tatum Gadaga Tatum Gadaga Dim, Tatum Gadaga Dim, Tatum Gadaga Dim, Tatakadum Gadaga Dim. The last 6 beats alone, the first 10 beats is Chatusra, the last 6 beats is Tisra pattern. Tatum Gadaga Tatum Gadaga Dam, Tatum Gadaga Tatum Gadaga Dam, Tatum Gadaga Tatum Gadaga Dam, Tatum Gadaga Dam. Tadum gadaga dum gadaga dum gadaga dum. Beauty is Tham and Tadum gadaga is 6 together. Tham Tadum gadaga Tham Tadum gadaga Tham Tadum gadaga Tham. That's the beauty of the sandwiched Tisra pattern alone if you look at it. But when you go along with the Mora or a small Tirmanam, it stands out uniquely. That's another pattern. Another pattern I want to give a different, diametrically different approach. Takadinatang, 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 takadinatang. That's another sandwiched phrase of Chatusram and Tisram. All these ideas also should get into your mind. How to go about doing it. So these are all there. So what all we learned? We learned some basic introductory phrases, how you can approach Tisra Nadai. We learned few Tirmanams, how Chatusram and Tisram formations have come. And we also gave you a lead to practice. Then again, as I taught you in the last class, there were sequences of tang tadiketago tadiketago tadiketadum tadiketadu tadiketadu tadiketadum tang tadiketadu tadiketadu tadiketadum. All these you can sandwich into these dingitagita sequence. Let's see how. Phrases, whatever I taught you, tanga tadiketaka tadiketaka tadiketagum tadiketaka tadiketaka tadiketagum tanga tadiketaka tadiketaka tadiketagum tadiketaka 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 din tagetadi 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 tadiketaka 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 din tagetadi tagetadum tadiketaka tagetadum tadiketaka tagetadum tadiketaka din tagetadi tagetadi tagetadum tadiketaka tagetadum tadiketaka tagetadum tadiketaka din. All these patterns you can try to fit into the sequence. Whatever you learned as a theory can be implemented into actual practice using just this phrase. All these phrases you learn, and this is a good base for you to understand. Now it would have given you much more idea from the last class. Next class I'll teach you the actual Nadai. Then I'll follow up with a few core ways, and then that should give you a good base. So if you keep practicing, then you will get the hang of it. Because this is a difficult concept, and this is the best I can explain. And then it's by practice you will be able to appreciate all these by you personally, as you do some sort of an analysis of research. I'll conclude this class with the Thirukural. I'll see you in the next class with the actual Nadai of how to go about it from beginning to end. Din, din, tata, din, din, tata, tata, din, tata, din, taka, din, din. That's how the approach is going to be. It's like an elephant walking and we will get into a beautiful sequence mode and we will finish off with a korvai. பற்றுக பற்று அற்றான் பற்றினை அப்பற்றை பற்றுக பற்று விடற்கு. பியூட்டிஃபுல் திருக்குறள். பற்று இல்லாதவனாகிய இறைவனது பற்றை மட்டுமே பற்றுக. God is compared to a person who is detached from everything. So a person who is detached, you go and actually surrender to him. That's what Thirulur mentions as the first part in this Thirukkural. உலக பற்றுகளை விடுவதற்கு அப்பற்றை பற்ற வேண்டும். If you want to leave this worldly attachments, you have to catch hold of God, heavenly abode, the God who is actually detached from everything. It's a very subtle philosophy we have to really understand and ponder over. With this, I'm signing off this class. I will see you in the next class with more perspectives of Pancha Nadai concepts. We will deal slowly with Chatusra Nadai. We'll also deal with Ganda Nadai, Mishra Nadai, and Sangeeta Nadai. Until then, Povanur RVA signing off. Look forward for more interesting episodes starting from now on.